Hello and welcome back to Aviary Attorney. I'm Karma and I will be your friend and host this evening. Last time we finished our third case where we saved Cocorico from imminent death by stumbling through a trial in the catacombs. My father did not receive a fair and balanced trial. Then this is your opportunity to show the rooster how it should be done. And today, we're gonna start a new case, so let's see where this takes us.
Oh man. You kicked so much derrière at that impromptu trial yesterday. Those rebels were all like, "We're executing this punk, mob justice, rah rah rah," but you were all like, "This isn't how we do things in France, chicken pluckers." And then they were all like,
Sparson, let's get serious for a moment.
"Serious? You just pulled off the craziest lawyering move in the history of French law. We should be celebrating."
We don't have time to pull out the champagne. Didn't you see the anger in the rebels' eyes? Didn't you feel the tension in the air? We're just days away from the violence breaking out onto the streets.
Oh yeah, I guess another revolution might be around the corner. But what exactly can we do? We already told the police everything we know. Unless... You're not thinking of arming yourself to the teeth and fighting the rebel forces yourself, are you?
What? No, you watch far too many action operas. I was thinking of preparing a legal case.
A case? For whom?
At their core, all historical revolutions center on trials. A nation's rulers are tried and held accountable for the crimes. But you saw the horrendous trial that took place last night. Nobody cares about due process when emotions are running high. Regardless of the outcome of the revolution, we need to make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity for justice.
That makes sense. So what's the plan? We head to Quenel's Tavern and hand out some business cards?
Think bigger. Who will the rebels target?
The king?
Exactly. To the Palais Royal! Act 4B. Égalité. Falcon and Sparson rush to the Palais Royal to arrange a private audience with the king. The fuck? After filling in a pile of forms, the two are led to a waiting area. Are you here to see the king? That's right. Okay. Take a number and wait to be called. Take a number? Yep. Just wait your turn. Great. Oh, damn. More fools who have come to see the king. Let me guess, lawyers. That's right. How did you...
Hey, I know you. You're the Prime Minister, Monsieur Guizot.
Oh, wow. You're right, Sparson. It's an honor to meet you, Prime Minister. Spare the formalities. You two are here to offer the king legal aid, aren't you?
Yup. We're here to offer him assistance for the upcoming rebellion.
Let me give you a word of advice. Don't bother. Excuse me? The king doesn't take kindly to any form of criticism. He buries his head so far in the sand that one could swear he is an ostrich. One would think that 7 assassination attempts would be enough for a man to learn that he's detested. With all due respect, Prime Minister, I think the King of France is mature enough to not let his ego get in the way of senses. Sure he is. So one would think. 24. That's us. It was a pleasure meeting you, monsieur. Good luck. You'll need it. Oh god. 24, calling number 24. Good day, Your Majesty. Good day, messieurs. Can I help you with something? Oh, I probably should have prepared a speech beforehand. That would have been smart, huh?
Just wing it.
Right, let's see. How to start? Listen up. Listen up, Your Majesty. We've got important matters to discuss, and we don't have time for any backtalk. How rude. Is that any way to speak to your king? A great evil has besieged your kingdom. There is a storm on the horizon. Birds about to go down. Across the whole city, everyone of every class is getting angry. Birds about to go down, yo. What the fuck is this? Such vile language. Sparson and I are the best damned lawyers in all of France. We would be happy to get you out of this mess. For a small fee, of course. Say, 100... fucking hell. 100 francs per hour. What have I done? I think I understand. You do? I understand that you're a pair of con artists attempting to screw a self-made bourgeois out of his hard-earned cash. You have such nerve to imply that my people hate me. I am the citizen king. I am beloved by all.
Beloved kings tend to experience fewer assassination attempts.
Beck,
Have these two crooks thrown in jail. Maybe that will teach them a thing or two about respect.
Right away, your majesty. You can't be serious. Well, I was asking for it. Oh, he was serious.
Well, this is another fine mess you've gotten me into.
There's no need for the attitude, Sparson. We won't be in here for long. Once we receive a court hearing, the judges will no doubt dismiss our charges instantly.
And how long will it take for us to get a court hearing? Tell me that, Monsieur's Mardy Pants.
A week or so, I'm guessing. I can see why that might be a problem. The revolution could be in full swing by then. What to do?
We could try escaping.
Don't be ridiculous. Nobody has ever escaped the conciergerie before.
But nobody has ever locked the genius Sparrison and his witty lackey Falcon into the same jail cell before.
It's an absurd suggestion.
Got any better ideas?
Okay, let's break out of prison.
Fantastic.
Oh, God, I'm glad I treated the king this way.
There's a little dent here one of us could hide.
Hide? What would that accomplish?
Well, God would eventually come in and be like, where's the other prisoner? And then we use the momentary confusion to push him over and escape.
Do you really think an experienced guard would be confused by a prisoner hiding in a little hole in the wall? We can do better.
There's a bit of a scrap metal in this hall. I think it broke off an iron shackle. We could dig through the stone walls with this. See, it's all scratchy.
That may actually work. If we had a decade or two.
So that's a maybe on the stone digging scheme?
Well, I'll keep it in mind in case the king decides to go all Count of Monte Cristo on us. I don't know why he said that in a French accent. A fireplace. It's been bricked up, so escaping up the chimney isn't an option.
A ledge? Give me a leg up and I can grab on and shimmy my way over somewhere.
Let's be honest, Sparson, neither of us have the physical prowess to shimmy anywhere. Aren't you birds? Can't you fly? I assume they're birds with hands.
Look, Falcon, a loose brick. We could wait for a guard to transfer us to some place, sneak up behind him, and then
we get a death sentence for murder. I think not. Let's search a little harder. God damn it. Is there really anything here? Let's just check it, just in case. Let's check. Okay, no, there's nothing. I give up.
So soon?
Yes. Trying to escape from a notoriously inescapable prison wasn't the smartest plan we have ever devised. Well. That voice. That condescending tone. What the hell? Kokoriko, what are you doing here? Just what are you two bird brains doing? Severin, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. The injuries I sustained were mostly superficial. The doctor advised me not to do anything strenuous anytime soon, but he gave the all clear for returning to a job. So tell me, why did I get a memo informing me that J.G. Falcon and Sparrison were being held in the conciergerie for treason?
It's all Falcon's fault.
Naturally. I figured that if a revolution is inevitable, then we should do our best to ensure that the uprising proceeds in an organized manner. The less bloodshed, the better. Okay, so what did you do? We offered the king our assistance. We said that we would defend him in court, if and when such a need arises.
Well, we didn't quite use those words.
This isn't the first time the king has had someone imprisoned for something so pointless. What a pig-headed fool. Consider your charges dropped.
All right, let's get out of here.
hold on. You've caught my interest with this idea of yours, a bloodless revolution. You're absolutely right in that if the king is captured, the citizens will devolve into an unruly mob of animals. We should prepare for a formal trial. No, we should preempt it.
We? You're going to help us?
Of course. This isn't a task that can be handled by two birds alone.
What do you mean by preempt, Severin?
We go on the offensive. We charge the king with crimes against the French people before the rebels can even act.
Wow. We can do that?
We can certainly try. I'll start building a case against the king. My argument will be focused on the king's gluttonous and irreverent fiscal policies, his lack of commitment to his socio-political promises, his overall ineptitude and irresponsibility on all facets of his duties as a monarchical ruler, and obviously his denial of universal suffrage? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this. Suffrage.
Obviously.
How am I supposed to defend the king from all...
Oh, wait. How am I supposed to prevent the king from all that?
You can't. If you try to argue with logic and facts, this hypothetical trial will inevitably result in a landslide guilty verdict. So I suggest that you take a different approach. Appeal to the king's character. Try to win people's hearts with tales of the beloved citizen king.
What if I want bloodshed?
He hasn't been called the citizen king for like 10 years.
It was just a suggestion. But consider this. You don't need to win the case. You just need to make a strong enough argument that the trial is fair. All that remains is ensuring that the king can be peacefully brought to the courthouse when the protests start to turn violent. It's a job for the police and you're your guard. I'll inform Inspector Volerty of a plan so that he can prepare accordingly.
I really like this music.
At least I would if I could find him.
Inspector Volerty is missing.
Apparently, he's taken an informal leave of absence since Wednesday. Hold on, Falcon. One thing eludes me. As you probably figured, Inspector Volerty had me perform an investigation into your past. He thought you were the Viridian killer, crazy as it sounds.
Oh, holy shit. I don't think it...
Well, I'm sorry for doing that. It was quite invasive of me, but I can't help but wonder, why did you change your name around 1830?
Because I was ashamed, I suppose. I had a family name to live up to. My grandfather was something of a successful lawyer. So when I turned up to my classes at law school, people would gawp at me. They would say, wow, you have big shoes to fill, and your grandfather would be proud. But I was a terrible law student, mediocre at best. I knew that, deep down, I would never be half the man my grandfather was.
Fascinating. I had no idea. Who was your grandfather, if you don't mind me asking, Falcon?
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he was just another overly opinionated rebel who died in the old revolution.
I see. Well, let's not dilly-dally any longer. We have duties to carry out.
Right. We're going to find anecdotes, and we're going to defend the king, whether he likes it or not.
Great.
A new day. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Sure, let's visit Iron Associés.
Visitors, Monsieur Bob, visitors!
If it is Monsieur Falcon and Monsieur Sparrow, how may I help you today? We're doing very well, Monsieur, but we don't have much time, so let me cut to the chase. We're collecting positive anecdotes about the king. Would you happen to have any? Positive anecdotes? How curious. As it happens, I have met the king twice. Once, as you know, I was in my one greater persona. Oh, right, of course. I don't think that story will be of any use to us. What was the other incident? I can tell you, but there is a price. Are you serious? You're such a money grabber. A fox has to eat, monsieur. Fine, fine. How much do you want? 40 francs sound good. What the fuck is wrong with you? 10,000. Sounds good. Sparson, pay the man.
I don't know how bourgeois you think we are, Falcon. But neither of us are bourgeois enough to front that amount of cash. I'm so sorry.
No matter. I'm sure you'll think of some way of repaying the debt.
Between that and my medical bills, we should be ready to afford basic things like food by the year 4000.
Let's not worry about the debt for now, messieurs. Let me just tell you the story. It was several years ago, 1841, I believe. I was lingering around the Isle de la Cité. I was in the pursuit of an investigative lead, so I had adopted the persona and outfit of a sickly beggar. That's when I was approached by a kind-faced man. It was the king himself. He took 20-franc coin out of his pocket.
The king gave money to a sick beggar, or at least someone who looked like a sick beggar. That's great. We can use that.
I'm not done, monsieur. The king took the coin out and said, I know what it's like to be poor. When I was your age, I only had 1,000 of these to my name. Then he pocketed the coin and left. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh.
I'll make a note. Gave financial advice to the poor and needy.
Oh my god, Sparson, you're like the best legal counsel there is. I hope the anecdote was of some use to you, monsieur.
It might be, but I don't feel that we got 10,000 francs worth of material.
I see, no matter. Just keep me in mind if you ever see a potential client.
We will. Have a pleasant day, monsieur.
Goodbye, Mousy. A new day walked on. Those clouds ahead, another night.
Time for some shopping, Falcon.
Maybe later. For now, we need to find people who've spoken to the king. He's been known to pass through La Halle on occasion, so if we're lucky.
Oh. Hello there.
Hey, monsieur.
Oh, fucking hell. I don't remember what his voice is like.
Hey, monsieur, it's us, remember?
We remember. Are you keeping well, madam?
Absolutely, never been better. So what can I sell you today?
Information. We're looking for positive stories about the king. I don't suppose that you have any.
The king? No, I haven't got anything to say about the king. The king's a smelly egg thief. Quiet, child. You know what to say about the king having spies everywhere. Spies?
Calm down, Sparson. The rumors of the king having an elaborate spy network are patently untrue.
And how do I explain the shutdown banquets, huh? The government's clamping down on anyone who dissents, you know.
Let's get this conversation back on track. Joy, can you tell us why the king's a smelly egg thief?
My name's not Joy. There's nothing you need to concern yourselves with, messieurs.
Please, go on, madam.
Don't worry, we aren't spies. At least I don't think we are. I know, I trust you guys. See, a couple of years ago, we were running a shop, see, an antiques and odds and ends shop. And we had an egg. It was this golden egg, super precious. I must have bought that thing for 200 francs, but it was easily worth 10 times that. Opinion on making a nice tidy sum from it.
I see, an investment egg. So what happened?
One day we were visited, by the king no less, and an old King Lou Feel shows an interest in our egg. So we're thinking this would be our chance to make bank, right? But then the geezer just goes and waddles off with it.
Without paying you?
Oh yeah, he paid us all right.
What's this?
Quite one of the king's guards flipped away. It isn't even French. I think it's British, one of those crazy imperial unit coins from a crazy imperial country.
I have no idea what the British-French exchange rate is, but can we buy this off you, madam?
Put your wallet away, then keep it. It's worthless to me. It was in that egg bankrupted us and put us out on the streets. But now we've bounced back, certain and gone bad better than ever.
That's excellent to hear. Anyway, must take a leave. You've been a huge help, madam.
We're going to kick that king's butt and get your egg back.
Hold on, we're supposed to be the defense.
That ain't fucking happening. The king can go and die. What up?
Monsieur Kingsley, we need your help.
Finally, it's about time someone around here appreciated my skills.
Your fishing skills, right?
The term is angling, wise guy.
This has nothing to do with fishing. Let me cut the preamble. We are looking for people who have positive stories about the king. Would you happen to have any?
Stories, huh? You came to the right guy. I have a whale of a story for you. So the other day, I was fishing and I caught this monster of a catfish. It was 2 meters long, easily.
Here we go. I caught a fish and it was this big.
Oh, sure. I drank a 90-kilogram falcon out of the water and everyone buys it. But I claim to catch one big fish and suddenly everyone's a skeptic.
Please continue your story, Monsieur Kingsley.
All right. So anyway, the king of all people happens to be walking by with his entourage. And they all clapped and cheered and came over to see the fish. And then the king says, I'm hungry. Let's cook this fella up. And then he just walks off with my fish. Can you believe that?
I can't believe that. It seems like something a royal penguin would do.
Did you at least get paid for your fish?
Oh yes, one of the royal guards was nice enough to flip 1 franc my way. 1 franc? He may as well have just flipped the bird. No offense.
Aha! So the king supports the local fishing industry. I'm writing this down.
I have no idea if the story will be of any use to us, but we appreciate your time, monsieur. Good day to you.
Bye, Monsieur Fisherman. Hey, don't call me a fisherman.
This person is such a menace. I love it.
Nathan. Okay, here we go. Nathan never lets us down for useful information. I'm sure he's got something interesting and pleasant to say about the king.
Oh, it's you, monsieurs. Perhaps you will surprise me today and actually ask to take out a book.
Nope, just the usual today, an endless stream of questions.
You two need an encyclopedia. Well, go on then, ask whatever drivel you want to ask.
From your well-educated standpoint, is King Louis Philippe a good leader as far as leaders go?
Well, I can't fault the king's proud business spirit. The big industry leaders love him.
Oh, this sounds promising.
Of course, this comes at the expense of everyone who isn't the bourgeois. The wealth divide is stronger than ever.
Maybe not.
You can forget about socially progressive policies. The king signs off on all of Guizot's backward-thinking policies. And of course, in terms of leadership and charisma, the king is about as personable as a rotten pear.
That will do, monsieur. A simple no would have sufficed. Have you ever met King Louis Philippe?
I have. As a matter of fact, he occasionally drops by this library to check out books. He never brings them back, unlike some people.
What sort of books does he check out, monsieur?
Thick books. I believe the last one he checked out was an expansive history of the Macedonian Empire.
I had no idea that His Majesty was interested in academic history.
I'll make a note. King Louis Philippe is a well-read and intelligent man.
It must be said that the books are usually returned with footprints on the covers. This leads me to believe that the king may just use them to stand on during speeches.
Oh.
We'll just leave that part out.
Was there anything else?
That will be all. Thank you for your time and patience, monsieur.
I look forward to your next round of idiotic questions. You secretly love us. I really do. I knew it! I fucking knew it! You know, at first you were an ass. You still are, but in the literal sense of the word. It's nice. He likes it when people make use of his knowledge. That's cute.
Excuse me, Judge Maxime. Oh, hello, Falcon. I have the same voice as you, but whatever. Nice work on that catacombs business. Word has really spread about your impromptu lawyering skills. Really, I'm getting a reputation.
Hey, I helped too.
Of course you did. Robinson?
Sparrison.
Right, Sparrington. Judge Maxime, I don't suppose Monsieur Cocorico has filled you in on what we've been working on since then. No, he hasn't. How to put this?
Well, I mean, realistically, we are bringing down the king, but let's be less straightforward this time.
We're planning a trial of sorts. We intend on forming a case against the
king.
Oh, fair enough, okay.
Right, and
We want you to adjudicate?
Is that how it's pronounced?
trial against the king. Interesting. What are his exact charges? I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. That seems more like severance territory. If you aren't even sure of that, then I don't think you're quite prepared for this trial. Maybe you should leave this to lawyers who have a little more expertise. I see. Well, thank you anyway. Let's make a move, Sparrison.
What about our judge?
It doesn't matter. Let's focus on building a solid defense case for the king, and we can wing it from there. Maybe we can even hold the trial without any judges at all. Just Cocorico, me, and the king in the middle. It's strange, Falcon. You're like your grandfather, and yet you're nothing like him. Wait! You knew my grandfather? Well, I wouldn't say knew. I was just a teenager when he was causing havoc in the courtrooms. But of course I'm familiar with his work. Falcon, I find your career choice peculiar. Your grandfather worked so hard to prosecute King Louis XVI, and yet here you are, rigorously working to defend your own king. Just like him, you would make an excellent prosecutor. So why did you choose the rocky path of the private defender? I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's about balance. Your grandfather led the way with his prosecutorial techniques, but I always wondered where the equality was. Who speaks for the other side? That's an interesting approach. Oh, just look at the time. I'm due back in the courtroom. But before I go, let me just say that I would be happy to adjudicate your trial, Falcon. Really? That's fantastic. Thank you, Your Honor. It's no trouble. Show me what the grandson of Maximilien Robespierre is capable of.
Robespierre was an actual person in the history of France. I'm not quite sure what he was, but possibly actually a lawyer. I don't know, it has been years since I've heard that name. Decades even.
Ah! Just the dodo I wanted to see. Madame Cornell, quick question. Have you ever served the King of France?
Got one, hun? That's hilarious. Me serving the king? Me? Would you like some wine, Your Majesty? What the fuck? I can't wait to serve the King of Denmark.
I think that was an O.
And I think you might be right.
What the fuck?
Inspector Volati! Where's my money, bitch? Hello, Inspector.
Falcon. Falcon. What the fuck?
Yes? I think I made a mistake.
I'll say, do I see 20 bottles of Russian vodka? It's a mystery how you're still standing.
No, listen, this is important.
I'm so sorry, I'm having so much fun.
Inspector, maybe we should have this conversation when you're a little more sober. No, Falcon, listen. Falcon, I thought you were the Varden Kira.
Oh, the Viridian Killer.
The what? The Viridian Killer. The man who injured me in the Revolution. You thought I was the Viridian Killer? How did you even come to that conclusion? I said that you changed your name around 1830 and you made an assumption. Wait, is that why you gave Severin a tip-off? You were trying to lure the animal out of me or something?
We already know this. I'm sorry, Falcon. It was a mistake. Do you forgive me?
No.
Falcon! Falcon, please.
Jeez, Falcon, put the poor old bird out of his misery.
He nearly got you, me, and Severin killed.
Yeah, but look how sorry he is. At least humor the guy.
Fine. All is forgiven, Inspector. I forgive you for assuming that I'm a mass murderer, and then for nearly killing me and Severin in order to prove it.
Oh, thank you for Falcon.
Now, listen closely, Inspector. I have a favor to ask you.
A favor for you? JJ, anything.
Maybe we should wait until the inspector is a little more coherent.
No, I want to help. I must pay my debt.
Excellent. So, Severin and I are planning a case, a very big case, against the King of France.
I like how sometimes we're like, well, it's against the King of France, and then sometimes we're like, it's for him.
We intend on trying him before the rebels can get their hands on him. When the rebellion starts, we would like you to bring the king to the courthouse. Do you think you can do that? Inspector?
Treason. You are sympathizers to the rebel cause.
This isn't treason, Inspector. We're ensuring the safest outcome to an inevitable revolution.
You are scum.
Told you, incoherent.
Yeah, I guess you were right, Sparrow. Well, Inspector, maybe you should contact us if you change your mind. And once you've sobered up. Where's my money, bitch? Where's my money?
The big fella has returned here to play some cards with you.
Only if I get to win. Which means not today. I'm afraid I don't have time for that, monsieur. I have some investigative work to take good care of. No. No, thank you. Maybe later.
Understand.
I'm so sorry. Sometimes I have a bit too much fun.
Are we ready to hit the road?
Yeah, pretty sure. Yep, let's make a move. A new day. We never paid the doctor, by the way.
What's the plan for today? Hitting the Louvre, checking out La Halle, maybe?
Actually, I was thinking... Severin, how rude! Don't they teach you to knock?
No time for bickering, JJ. It's time.
Time? For what?
Trial, you dunce.
Already?
Large protest has started to form at the Place de la Concorde. No doubt it will turn into an unruly mob before long. The spirit of revolution is in the air. We must act now. I'm going to start the necessary preparations at the courthouse. So I need you to get the king from the Palais Royal.
You want me to drag the king to the courthouse? I'm not even sure that I could drag him from his chair.
Use diplomacy, you dolt. I'm sure you'll think of something.
Right, come along, Sparrowson. We have a king to defend. To condemn. Falcon and Sparrowson rush across the city. Scores of angry eyes watch the pair's every movement. Cocorico's right, the spirit of revolution is in the air. Outside the Palais Royal, a crowd has started to form. 3 old guards watch in nervous anticipation. 3,600 and... Save it! We're number 1!
You again? Shouldn't you be in jail?
Oh wait, that's Sparrowson's voice.
There's no time for that nonsense.
Your Majesty, we need you to come with us.
Why?
Oh my fucking god. I hear that there is a sale on fish at La Halle.
Trying to tempt the king with sales, that's a bold tactic.
Thank you, monsieur, but I've had all the fish I could eat this week. Some nice kingfisher generously gifted me with an enormous catfish. Needless to say, I'm starved.
I suppose we'll try something else. There's a group of angry, bloodthirsty rebels outside who wish to tear you limb from limb. Come with me, and I might just be able to get you safety.
Very funny, monsieur, but I know that there's no possible way that my own citizens could hate me. Perhaps you, monsieurs, would like another visit to the conciergerie?
That won't be necessary, beloved citizen king.
I think we need to try it.
Fine, fucking fine.
There's a trial.
Well, why didn't you say so? I love trials. Ooh, am I needed to give a testimony? Please say it so.
As a matter of fact, Your Majesty, yes. I think you will need to give a testimony.
Oh, goody, goody, goody. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. You really need Netflix.
Did anyone spot us?
How? How did no one... There's just an angry group of people outside the palace. How did no one see the king exiting?
I don't think so. It's still early. The crowds are only just starting to form. With any luck, we can get this trial over with before anyone realizes what's going on. You!
Uh-oh.
You treasonous scumbags! You actually captured the king!
Captured?
Clearly a joke, Your Majesty.
Ah, very subtle. I like it.
So it's true, you do intend to hold the trial.
Don't question this accent, it keeps changing.
Your actions are utterly despicable. We are all on the same level as the filthy rebel dissenters. Do you intend to stop us, prosecutor? Or inspector? On any other day I would. You are rotten lawbreakers through and through. I want nothing more than to see you tried and punished for your traitorous stances. But I owe a debt to you, Falcon, and to Monsieur Cocorico. So you let us pass. Have ordered for Donson National Guards to set up a perimeter around the entrance of the Palais de Justice. The rebels will inevitably catch word that the king is here. They will try to storm the building, and when they do, we will be ready to hold them off. That's amazing. Thank you, Inspector. Go on, before I change my mind.
Great. Okay, I think this is a good place to end it here for now. This sure seems like it will be a promising chapter, so I'm really looking forward to continuing. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day.